Hello, my beautiful fire signs. This is your January 2022 reading, and this is for all fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And this is your January 2022 reading. So your January starts off with the spirit animal of the raven, which represents the shaman. You are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your space as keeper of the mysteries. So maybe for some of you, the raven has been around you, your spirit animal. Maybe it's some kind of validation for you. The theme for your January, which was interesting when I was shuffling them, Leo is my rising sign, so I felt this fire. You have glamour, passion, and destiny. So for the fire signs in January, it's going to be your month to shine. The glamour to me is like shining, reflecting. The raven's message was you're the magician. Like you're gliding into the wind. There is something that has been manifesting for you. And I guess if you haven't seen it yet, you will see the result of it in January. Let's put it that way. In January, you will see it. So your greatest obstacle right now is your solar plexus, your self-esteem, which is interesting because if you don't feel like you're shining and you have this motivation and this passion and like purpose, it's because of this. This is the only thing. Basically, you are the only thing that is keeping you from seeing this. No one's going to make you see it. No one can make you see it. Nothing anyone says or does is going to make you see it. This is there already. So I feel like, and I've said this with the other readings, in January, it might be a little bit of a challenge for us going into the month. Like we're carrying some baggage from 2021 into the beginning of the year, not deliberately, of course, but at some point throughout the month, that is going to diminish. We're going to get rid of it. We're going to let go of it. And by the end of January, it's going to be a 180 for us. And so far, all the other signs I have read, I have that same feeling. So I do feel like this is collectively what we're going through. Your current energy that you're in is compassion. And maybe you're not being so nice to yourself. Maybe you give others the empathy and compassion that you need to give yourself right now, because your greatest challenge and best outcome is love. So I feel like this has to do with a lot of self-love. I feel like January is going to be a very reflective month for you when it comes to self-awareness, self-love, compassion, empathy for yourself. So there is something that is transpiring right now. So if it feels uncomfortable, it's something that wants to get your attention, something that wants to be known. So just surrender to it, feel it, own it, and this way you can let it go. Which I just picked up the cards, and the first card that fell out was shadow. So there's a lot of shadow shit coming out. Most of us have been going through a lot of shadow work. But I feel like for the fire signs, it may be amped up just a tad. You do have disruption. So I feel like something is going to change for you very drastically. Maybe it's going to throw you off course, off balance, come out of nowhere. Something is going to surprise you in a shift. And don't have a breakdown. Don't feel like it's the end of the world. It's actually, maybe it's teaching you patience, because fire signs are very feisty. So maybe it's teaching you to have patience and be kind with yourself and everything around you. definitely going through some serious transformation as well. I know for the water signs, they had several cards with butterflies, so there's no doubt that they're going through a transformation, and so are the fire signs. This is definitely some kind of internal transformation that's going on. Something that you've been searching for a very long time outside of you will be discovered within you. So very soon, throughout the month of January, you're going to have some kind of epiphany, understanding that what you've been searching for has always been within you, that you didn't have to look outside yourself, which is interesting because a whole bunch of cards fell out. So I said before that the water signs had a bunch of butterflies. The word wants to be written. Look at all the butterflies over her head. So sorry guys about my nail polish. I've been packing, so I'm trying not to show them because normally they're done, but not today. And the other interesting one is big, bold vision. And the bumblebee is standing out to me with this one. And the bumblebee doesn't know it's not supposed to fly. Aerodynamically, it's not supposed to be able to fly. Its wings aren't big enough for its body. But the bee doesn't know that it's not supposed to fly. And there it goes. Guess what? It flies. So big, bold vision, I feel like for you, is to think big. Think impossible. Think beyond what people told you or what you believe is there's no way you can do it. It's impossible. Think big. I feel like something very big is going to present itself to you like an opportunity. Something you didn't think that was possible, or that you would even be able to attract or be presented with something like this. Something big is coming in for the fire signs in January. Then you have Pandora's Gift. And if you look at this one, she's taking her mask off. And she takes her mask off, and there's this shitload of light that's just flowing into her. And it's enveloping her with this light frequency. And if you look at it, it almost looks like it's words or some kind of like symbols. This is the end of January for you. There's something that's going to be revealed to you. It's going to start internally, and then you're going to witness it in the world around you. So there is something very big coming into play for you guys. Then there is diving for light, and I can't help but notice the seahorses on her head. And seahorses aren't, oh, she has them on the sides too. Didn't even see that. Seahorses aren't any sex. They adapt. If they need to be a male, they'll become a male. If they need to be a female, they become a female, and they mate for life. So this is you with the gift of adaptability, that no matter what comes at you, no matter what is presented to you, you will adapt very easily to what's needed in that space at that time. So you know that you have this ability, this gift. This is the reminder when everything starts to shift and the impossible becomes possible, and you're thinking big, and then all of a sudden something you didn't think could have happened or you could have achieved is being achieved. Just remember the seahorse's energy in this one. Even though your animal is the raven, I feel like the seahorse has some significance for you in the aspect of I keep feeling adaptability. Like no matter what happens, you might not have the confidence that you are able to do this, but you have the skills, you have the gifts, you have the talents to do so. You're just selling yourself short. And maybe it's the way you're looking at it, which goes back to the card with the mask. Maybe once you take off the mask that you had to wear, thinking of who, the mask represents everything we think we should be, what we need to become to fit in the world, to be a part of society, all the bullshit. Once we take that mask off, who we authentically are is revealed. And if you're doubting yourself, you have yet to reveal who you really are. So don't think that it's not you're not capable or you're not able to achieve what you need to achieve. You don't even realize what your abilities are. Then you have let go and forgiveness. So with the heart chakra card in your challenge area, we have this. I don't even remember if I said your challenge area because I got consumed in the other messages. The love in your challenge area could be you getting out of a relationship or letting go of something, maybe even forgiving. This could also be, when I say relationship, it doesn't necessarily mean romantic. It could be family, it could be friends. There's something that was someone that was very close to your heart that you need to let go of and forgive. And not just the person, but yourself as well. Because I do feel like for some of you, you're blaming yourself for someone else's behavior. Like you contributed to them behaving this way or treating you this way because you did this, you said that, or like whatever it is. So really what I would start with is forgiving yourself and giving yourself the same compassion and empathy that you tend to give others, which is the current state that you're in. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with your relationship with yourself, like how you feel about yourself. This is definitely there's a deep self-transformation, which all transformations are self, but I feel like maybe you disconnecting from the world, or maybe you feel like you want to disconnect from everyone. There is a reason. Spending time with yourself. You have the crystalline card, and this, I feel like your body, especially your chest area, may be bothering you. Maybe you're having heaviness or pains on your shoulders and your chest, maybe even anxiety attacks. There's definitely you absorbing the ascension energies are affecting you physically. So just know, like I can't even swallow. Just know, maybe some of you are trying to express yourself and you're not, because I feel like I can't swallow. And I don't think it's like throat chakra. It feels like emotions. So some of you may be restricting your emotions, what you're really feeling, and you're swallowing it and holding it in your heart, because I feel the tightness here. Like I want to swallow, but it's stuck here. So pay attention to that feeling. Like for instance, you're at work, someone says something, you want to cry. And oh my God, I can't cry because, everyone's going to say something or judge me. So you hold it back, those tears, and you hold it here and you're like, suck it up, suck it up. It's shit like that you need to let go of and you need to release, because that's creating a lot of weight on your chest. You're swallowing what you are meant to feel. And when you swallow it and not express it and not feel it, it turns into stagnant energy, which turns into diseases and illness. And you don't want that shit. So be mindful of when you're swallowing what you're really feeling and just be okay with feeling it. And, if you need to cry, then go run in the bathroom. I'm not saying you got to bust down in tears in front of everyone, but don't swallow it, because you store it for another day that never comes. And then it just feeds all the other emotions you've been storing for another day that never comes, and then bam, it explodes. So this is kind of like where you guys are at right now. Pay attention to that, because there's a lot of emotions you need to release, and a lot of it has to do with some very, very old shit, old conditioning, old patterns, old belief systems that you don't even hold anymore. So it goes back to you getting to know yourself and who you really are, because the who you think you are or who you were isn't even close to who you really are. So that whole understanding, I guess, is what's going to shift in January for you. And then you have empowerment, expansion. So this is pretty much like what I was just saying earlier. And there's more butterflies. The lion is chasing the butterflies. So there is definitely, and I know it's so cliche when people like butterflies, spread your wings, you're gonna fly. But honestly, this is like the real deal. It's like you're ready to bust out of the cocoon and show everyone who you are and shine your light. You definitely, with the glamour card, you are shining, which of course I can't find. Here it is. You are shining your light. You are embracing that feisty fire energy that you have, and you are on the right path. You are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Just want to see what the twin flame cards have to say, and not necessarily it's always relationships. Okay, so in this case, maybe it is. There are some that may be in separation from someone, or they are going through some kind of separation. You also have the retreat card. I'm just going to read all the cards and then I'm going to tell you what it feels like. Pay attention to red flags, soulmate, and honeymoon. So there's obviously two separate messages here. For one, for some, I should say, there is, if you're in a relationship and you're still holding on to it and you know you need to let go of it, or if it's someone that you're trying to have a relationship with, but there's like, you got the red flags card. That means you already know something is not right. And you don't need the evidence that something is not right. Trust that what you're feeling is enough to tell you something is not right. There is something preventing you from moving forward in this for a reason. Something is trying to protect you from a greater pain. So don't dismiss it. Acknowledge it. Trust yourself before you get in too deep, because I feel like for some, it may be, it will drag on, and you're going to be exactly where you are right now, but in a worse situation. So trust yourself. You may also be taking a trip soon. Probably not with the person, but you may have an opportunity to take a trip away from this person. It would be a good idea if you did. It'll give you a chance to disconnect from the illusion that you've created, so you can really pay attention to what you're feeling and what your gut is telling you. Like there's a lot that's going to come from it if you take this trip. For some, you are in a committed relationship, or you met someone that you have a very deep connection with. I do feel like you may be going on a trip soon together. Either for the overnight, the weekend, maybe it's a short trip, or you're talking about going away within the next month or so. There's some kind of trip that's going on. This is going to enhance, I guess that might be the word, enhance your relationship. It's got many different meanings. It's going to bring you guys closer. It's going to give you the chance to really get to know each other on a deeper level. Even though you're very deeply connected to each other, there's something about this trip that's going to unlock a vulnerability between the two of you, where it's making it safe for you guys to open up and trust each other. So I hope that made sense. I hope this resonated with you. If you're watching this before January 2nd, please join me for the New Moon Circle. We will be doing our 2022 vision boards. If you're watching it after, then somewhere on here it may pop up the New Moon and Capricorn Circle. And we will be doing vision boards for 2022 in there. Whether you're live or you watch the replay, either way, I encourage you to make a 2022 vision board. I wish you all the happiest new year. If it's after New Year, may your new year be filled with an abundance of love and light. May January treat you well and fill you with an abundance of health, wealth, happiness, love, light, prosperity, strength, and everything that you need to get through it. And I will see you guys next year. Bye.